Well, good morning. I know this is very early for me, but as I said, I couldn't sleep, so I thought I would do a candle run with two accounts because why not? Something a little different. So some of you may have seen Baron before. This is the one in the red. And she's rocking the shaved head look today, which makes her look like something out of Black Panther. And of course, because her name is Baron, she's accompanied by her partner Luthien, which is obviously from the Lord of the Rings. And the reason I'm apparently picking up non-existent candles is because Luthien there hasn't got them. And the reason she hasn't got them is because yesterday afternoon I ran Baron through Eden. So she's actually down on wings. Might well stream a wing run later. Okay, what am I doing? Let's get on with it, I guess. This is pretty much my usual routine. Dash through the aviary, pick up the light here. Go to the cafe. Pick up a cupcake. Go to Harmony Hall. Do the daily challenge. Whoa, that's a bit loud for me. In case you're wondering how I do this, this is my other account running on an iPad mini, which I balance on my lap. So if you see Luthien falling asleep, it's because I haven't touched that screen in a while. Pop into Harmony Hall. Now this will get a little boring at some point because I'll have to do this on the tablet as well. Well, that's one done. Not perfect. The light is still worth getting. So we'll move Baron down here and then Luthien will take over. And unfortunately, I can't show you that. But this is a fairly typical routine for these two. In fact, I think this is the first time I've ever done a 2-account run on live stream. And as you may have noticed, Luthien there is wingless. I've been running her wingless for, oh grief, some months now. And if you've watched Journey of the Wingless, you got some idea of the things she will have done. So she has been to Eden. She has been to orbit, exited orbit without picking up the mandatory wing. And because I have time, we will now go through and pick up the flowers at the village theatre. And on a good day I can synchronize the two of them pretty well. And now I just lost my... There we go. Yeah, I ran Beren through Eden yesterday afternoon. It was quite successful. I think I got all the candles out of it, but I wanted to get the Elder Mask for the Daylight Prairie. So I have now 100%ed the Isle of Dawn and Daylight Prairie. Where am I going next? What time is it? What I'm trying to do here is time things so that I can go from whatever I'm doing here to Grandma's. This is a bit unexpected live stream, I know. I think I've said in the past that my general policy is not to live stream on Saturdays. Well, I can guarantee every other Saturday I'm not able to live stream, at least not at my usual sort of time. And that's for personal reasons that I do not propose to go into. So it's pretty much a guarantee that every couple of weeks I can't do Saturdays. And any Saturday live stream is pretty much a bonus. Oh, let's light up the chibi. I must admit, I wouldn't mind getting the black hood there. It's kind of effective. Don't like how the camera moves here, but you get used to it. Oh, they've got the rainbow... Well, they're not pants. They're more like... What are they? Pantaloons? So if you're counting... Excuse me. You will realize that I have at least 3 accounts that I run. Beren's been a regular since I started streaming. This is Luthien's first time. And then of course there's Nimue, that is a stream-only account. And she is the star of Journey of the Wingless. And I will be streaming her, obviously, tomorrow. Yeah, she does remind me of somebody from Black Panther. Now, I must confess, I never actually saw Black Panther from beginning to end. I actually got bored halfway through. Morning, Julian. How are you doing? This is an impromptu live stream because I couldn't sleep. But this is actually something I do on a pretty much daily basis, run these two through a candle run. So I thought, well, if I'm going to do it, I might as well live stream it. Where was I? I was saying I hadn't actually seen Black Panther. Yeah, I've seen half of it and got bored. I've kind of gotten bored with Marvel movies. Don't get me wrong, I think they're a great idea. I'm terribly glad that they are proving successful. But I can't help but feel they're sort of grinding them out. And you kind of lose interest a bit. And I really got irritated with, what was it? Thor, Blood and Thunder. No, sorry. Love and Thunder. That was terrible. I never really liked Thor as a character. Not the way he's portrayed. And he sort of become a bit of a caricature of himself. And Chris Hemsworth, I don't think it's his fault. But yeah, Thor in Love and Thunder was profoundly irritating. The only thing more irritating in that movie was Russell Crowe as Zeus. That was, yeah, not a fan. And in some ways that kind of sort of brought an end to, oops. That brought an end to whatever interest I might have still had in Marvel movies. I'll watch them if there's nothing else on, and I'm doom scrolling through YouTube. A surprising number of the Marvel movies have been uploaded to YouTube in what I think is probably a copyright-breaking move, but hey, they're still up. No one's issued copyright strikes against them. So, if I got nothing better or I'm trying to sleep, then yeah, that's pretty much the only circumstances I'm likely to say I want to watch a Marvel movie today. I would actually rather, if I'm in that mode of I want something mindless on, I'll watch some of the Asylum movies on YouTube because they tend to be amusing. I must admit, when I started the stream this morning, I was not expecting to go on a digression about Marvel movies, let alone the Asylum. But some of the Asylum movies are kind of fun. In a sort of brain-dead, mindless, the plot's got more holes than Swiss cheese type of fashion. What's the expression? Plot holes you could drive a Mack truck through. So something I learned from Facebook actually is that if you're doing these downhill races, you don't need to pick up all the light. I don't think it makes any difference to the reward you get at the end, so just go down as fast as you can, and no need to 100% the light fragments. What time is it? Okay, it's 1:15. Grandma's is in 20 minutes. That means I'll go to the Hidden Forest next. Until it's time for Grandma's. Hope we don't get too many server splits. If I'm really lucky, a friend of mine might join. I did send them a message to say that I was doing a candle run and that it was being live streamed, so we'll see if they show up. Where was I? Yep. Unless I start falling asleep, I'll probably run these two until they have 20 candles. Might as well. But like I say, and I'll schedule this when we're done. I will be doing a wing run with Beren later as well. Which means she's going to be ignoring most of the winged lights. Because that's a sort of interesting challenge to doing a complete wing run. I'm going to try it. Last time I streamed a wing run with Beren, I didn't do a particularly good one, and it took me, I think it was something like 2.5 hours. So I'd like to bring that down, see if I can do it in something approaching 2 hours. There's definitely a knack, I think, to running 2 accounts at once. It's not necessarily as straightforward as you might think. So, Julian, do you play Sky yourself? Yeah, there is actually one benefit to running 2 accounts, especially a wingless, because they can, if you are low on wing levels, they can help you recharge. In fact, I'm not really used to doing a wing run with only 72 wing levels. The good news is I can almost do a wing run in my sleep. Which, given that for me it's something like 2:15 in the morning, is probably a good job. Oops, missed the turn. I always do that if I'm not concentrating. Oh, excuse me. I suppose for a flex I should have gotten Baron to wear her new Elder mask, but I couldn't be bothered, and it's not that useful during a wing run. In fact, the only time if I remember that I wear the Elder mask is either for screenshots or to run Eden, because the mask can save you once. The danger here is I'm going to forget what my wing levels are, because I'm used to running. Let's see. Baron here started off with 72 after Eden, 72 wings. And normally she runs with 170 odd, which gives you a bit of flexibility. Let's see if we can get this. Yeah, you can see Luthien is sleeping there. That's probably out of bounds, so we won't worry about that too much. We'll head up here. Hopefully I don't run out of wings. It'd be embarrassing if I did. Right, that's Forest Brook almost done. Have I got time? No, I'll head to Grand Mars now. As soon as we've done this. Hopefully Grand Mars doesn't glitch. Or anything interesting. It's not exactly the most reliable. I say yeah, it's a reliable source of light. I'm being unfair. But it does get glitchy quite frequently. The reason I'm not flying is my wing levels are low and I wouldn't be able to make it in one. So I'm just going to go up through the light blooms. Do it that way. What was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about movies, wasn't I? And I do like The Asylum, if only because of the sheer silliness. If I had a gripe about Asylum movies, I wish they would actually sort out their plots. You'd think with all the experience that the Asylum has, they'd be able to afford people who could write a plot that was if not believable, then at least better put together, more scientific. And they always get the military wrong. And they've got no excuse in this day. I mean, they've been making movies which involve the military in some way, shape or form. You think by now they would have learned how to portray the military at least somewhat more accurately, but wouldn't cost that much in this day and age to do basic research. And there we go. Plenty of time for Grand Mars. Which will give me time to take a quick bio break. Because the coffee has a diuretic effect At least my first cup does. So I'm just going to switch off my camera and I'll be right back. And yeah, this is typically how I do my wing runs. It's just the same basic pattern. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes because grandma's won't start for another 10. And I'm back. Oh, forgot to turn the camera on. Hang on a second. There we go. What am I doing next? Oh, yeah, I need to get Luthien piggybacked because that means we don't get split up at the start of the event. Here we go. That makes life a little easier. What was I talking about? Oh, movies. Yeah. I don't know if I'm developing the reputation yet, but I do have a habit of going into wild digressions. Oh, that's interesting. Alright. No. Sorry, fiddling with OBS there for a moment. Yeah, may as well talk about movies. Unless anybody else has a subject matter they wish me to discuss. Yesterday I was streaming No Man's Sky. And it's the nature of No Man's Sky because it's science fiction. Me and somebody else in chat ended up talking about flat earthers. What else did we talk about? Bit about astronomy and anti-science in general, which I am not, needless to say. So there are some movies that are, I suppose you'd say, they're favourites. I watch them 2 or 3 times a year, I suppose. One of them is Zulu, which for me is a Christmas movie. I mean, I associate it with Christmas/Easter here in the UK because it always seemed when I was a kid that Zulu would get played around Christmas or Easter. It's a good movie, based on the Battle of Rorke's Drift. They get some of it wrong, but it's still a very good movie. Well worth seeing. I think it was 1965. And another one I typically watch is Waterloo. I think that was 1972. I think it was a Dino De Laurentiis production, and they made it in the middle of the Cold War, and they made it with the assistance of the Russian army. I think most of the extras were Russian army. I can't remember how many extras they had, but it was thousands. But that is a very good movie, and as a summation of the Waterloo campaign, it's not half bad. It's not a bad summary of the Battle of Waterloo and the events leading up to it. It skips a whole bunch of stuff because obviously they wanted to focus on the main battle. If you wanted to do a movie that accurately covered, even summarized, the campaign that led up to the battle, you'd have to have a 4 or 5 hour movie. I'd watch it. What's another one I like to watch? I think it's 1982. Conan the Barbarian. Arnold Schwarzenegger. It doesn't hold out as well as the other two in my mind. It's lost its timeless nature. But if you like serious swords and sorcery, Conan the Barbarian with Arnold Schwarzenegger, well worth the watch. Forget Conan the Destroyer, that was just terrible. But yeah, Conan the Barbarian was good. They actually had a fairly high-minded idea about what they were going to do, and they never got around to doing it properly. But they had some really good performances in there. I mean, Schwarzenegger, he's actually a halfway decent Conan. But the real stars of the show, of course, are James Earl Jones as Thulsa Doom. He's worth watching. I mean, he was good. And Max von Sydow as King Osric. And yeah, it's a surprisingly good movie. It holds up really well. Arnold, of course, in that movie is famous for not saying anything for the first 20 minutes. And his famous first lines in the movie are when a scene where somebody asks, "What is best in life?" And Conan's response is, and I can't do a hillbilly Austrian accent, I'm afraid. His response was, "Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, to hear the lamentations of their women." He's actually paraphrasing, I think it is Genghis Khan. Is it Genghis Khan? And his version was a little different. He actually said, "What is best in what is best in life is to defeat your enemies, see them driven before you, and then it was to hold the most desirable of their women in your arms," I think was what he actually is supposed to have said. Come on, somebody. Always useful having a chibi or a short player for grandmas because they can get some of the food balls that go under the table. Trying to think, what other movies do I watch on a regular basis? I mean, regular, sort of once or twice a year. Tora. Combined Japanese and American production about the events leading up to the battle to Pearl Harbor. That's worth watching. I think it has Toshiro Mifune as Admiral Yamamoto. So that gets a watch from me about once a year, I reckon. Oh, yes, I nearly forgot. The other one I also watch about once a year, A Bridge Too Far. Oops. Yeah, that happens at Grandma's. Even before the server problems. Oh, please don't tell me I'm going to have to restart. Yeah, both my systems are now actually displaying that. With a bit of luck, once I leave Grandma's, that will resolve itself. Oh, we'll see. I've certainly had it before where you get connection errors during Grandma's. And then they fix themselves when you move. I sometimes think it's because of the number of players you've got in one location. How many have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're not exactly at maximum. The maximum in any one area is 8, obviously. Trying to remember what I was saying now. Oh, yes, Bridge Too Far. Classic 70s era war movie. Big ensemble cast. It was based on the book by Cornelius Ryan, which was a historical book. That is, it was written as history of the event. So they get a lot of it right. Some people have complained about the portrayal of various characters, but it's actually, as historical movies about World War II go, it's not bad. It gives you the idea. There's complaints about Dirk Bogart's depiction of General Browning, but even if you had the most accurate depiction possible, there's always going to be people who aren't happy. Actually, in the movie Zulu, there are some seriously inaccurate depictions of people. If you've seen Zulu, you might remember Private Hooker, who was portrayed as this ne'er-do-well, unsoldierly barrack lawyer type. And what is interesting is when the movie came out, his daughters were still alive. Got to bear in mind, Rorke's Drift was fought in 1875, 76. And his daughters were still alive, and they were invited to the movie. They were horrified because it got their father completely and utterly wrong. Hooker was an absolutely professional soldier, and so essentially his depiction in Zulu is a complete lie. The other thing they probably got wrong was Bromhead and Chard. There's apparently at the time that the news got around after the battle, which obviously took a while at the time because of communications. The contemporaries of Bromhead and Chard, their response to their successful defense of Rorke's Drift can be summed up as, what, those two? They were not exactly highly regarded, and they certainly, I don't think it was the first action for either of them either. In fact, I think Bromhead was, came from a relatively well-established military family, and he was quite keen to get involved. So this whole horror of war narrative they had in there is, not particularly accurate. It is suspected that the person who most responsible for the defense was the leader of the Boer. Is it the Boer militia that was present? And I can't remember his name. Yeah, both my tablet and computer are having the same connection issues. Like I say, I hope it doesn't get in the way too much. What I'll be doing after this is heading for the turtle in... Oh, that's interesting. I'm having issues with my tablet now. Alright, we'll have to... There we go. Oh yeah, there's definitely something of a server problem here. It's taking too long to collect the candles. One of the problems with the connection issues is reportedly that you might not actually pick up light. We'll see. Oh no, I'm still picking up light. But there's definitely a delay on the iPad. Yeah, that's not too bad. Oh, yeah, you see, it took me forever to get that achievement for the dailies. There's the dailies today. And in fact, one more food delivery and I can go, because that will be the penultimate offering, and you don't get... So yeah, I'm getting light from this offering, but I don't get it for the last one. Never have. Good morning, Thivia. How are you doing? You just woke up. Yeah, me too. The difference being that for me it's nearly 2:45 in the morning, and I woke up and then couldn't get back to sleep, so I thought I'd stream this. You've missed my long and rambling discourse on my favorite movies, which I shall probably continue, because I don't plan on repeating them. Okay, that's better. Sorry, I'm also commenting on the... Yeah, I'm gonna head home and then go back to the Daylight Prairie and do that. Yeah, well, you know me, my sleep patterns are weird anyway. Consequence of being old and other issues. So I sleep early and wake up early, but today was yeah, a little excessive, even by my standards. So I thought, well, I might as well do a candle run, and then I thought I might as well stream it. So Anyway. What movies was I talking about? Let's see. I was basically going through a list of movies that I watch on a semi-regular basis. I mean, not daily or anything. And so far I'd gotten through Zulu and Tora 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 and Bridge Too Far, Waterloo, Conan the Barbarian. Trying to think if there's any others that I watch when I'm bored and trying to get to sleep. What else is it that I normally watch? Can't remember, really. I'm sure I'll think of something. Keep forgetting that Baron's been through Eden and hasn't done her wing run yet. So... low flappy levels. Just heading to pick up turtle poop. I'm sure I can say that on a live stream, given that it doesn't get censored in Sky's chat. Basic rule of thumb for me, at least. If I can say it in Sky chat, I can probably say it on a live stream without causing too much outrage for any younger people who might end up watching this. Oh wow, despite the hour, I've got 4 people watching. There are a few miniseries I tend to watch. Oh, not so miniseries either. I'll rewatch Band of Brothers. That was a fantastic miniseries. Based on real people and real units. Really, really well done series. Trying to find the turtle, see if I can get a handle on the turtle early. Now this will be slightly controversial. Despite liking Band of Brothers, I don't like Saving Private Ryan. And Band of Brothers arguably, while it wasn't exactly a spin-off, it led off from the success of Saving Private Ryan. I don't like Saving Private Ryan. The D-Day landing scene is, of course, fantastic. That is seriously well done. But what irritates me is at the very beginning of the movie, if you haven't seen it, possible spoilers. Well, there's 2 things about the movie I don't like. One is, okay, they've done D-Day. That's fine. And then they've got this whole, oh, now we're going to wander around the French countryside and have adventures and kill a lot of Germans. I don't know. I mean, I can see why it would make a good movie, but for me, it just feels sort of contrived. The other thing I really don't like, too, is at the beginning of the movie, they show Private Ryan as an old man going through, I think it's a graveyard in France, with his family. And they've got this almost caricature American family, as if to say, I've lived a good life, and here's my family, and I find it grating. It's just, it's like somebody's fantasy family they're depicting on scene, and right from the moment I saw it, I didn't like it. So that put me off rewatching the movie, really. But Band of Brothers isn't like that. Band of Brothers is much better. Right, little trick you do here, or at least I do, is dive below the rim, and you can see you can see where the clams / oysters are. Whereas up here, it's almost dark in that direction. So I dive below the rim there, and it allows me to see where the clams are. Are they clams or oysters? I don't know. I really should. I've been playing this game for long enough. You'd think I'd know by now, but I'm... I used to run this section with 2 accounts separately. I'd run one account and run the other because I was a bit concerned that I might drown one of them by accident. But as it turns out, if I get everything set up just right, it's not actually a huge problem, so I can run them both through simultaneously. Now, one thing I don't recommend if you're running simultaneous accounts, I don't recommend running Eden with simultaneous accounts. It's, I mean, you can do it. I have. I just find it, it's harder to do. It's harder to be successful in an Eden run with 2 accounts at once. So I don't do that. And trust me, I tried. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Oh no, that worked. If in doubt, glitch through the rock. So for those watching who may be wondering, is it okay for me to run 2 accounts like this? I actually covered that in my series, reading that game company's terms and conditions, end user license agreement, and code of conduct. And there is nothing in there that says you can't run 2 accounts like this. They recommend that you don't, but nowhere in there does it say that you can't. The closest thing they say is, running more than 1 account might lead to issues with your game saves, or at least that's what's implied. The thing is, I'm not entirely certain how that would work, because to do this, I'm running a Steam account. Baron there is running on my Linux system, and she is a Steam account. Now, she is actually linked to... I'm trying to remember. Is it a Play Center account? I can't remember what it's called. So, there's a backup And Luthien, who also has a Steam account, she is also linked to my Apple account. So, you know, if you link up your Steam to other services, you should have a backup, so you shouldn't have a problem with your game saves. Good morning, Alex. I actually prefer streaming on YouTube to Twitch. I've had much more success streaming on YouTube than I have on Twitch. So, if you're going to run multiple accounts, make sure they're linked. So you've got more than one copy of it, and you should be fine. I certainly haven't had any problems. Of course, having said that, I may well now have problems, but you know, how long have I been running more than one account? Some time. Now, for me as a gamer, one of the interesting things I find about running accounts like this is that you can experiment with different looks, different personalities. We seem to be at opposite ends of the day, Alex. You're heading to bed, and I just woke up and couldn't sleep. I don't remember, Alex. I'm sorry. Have you watched me stream before? Whoa. 10 p.m. Oh, wow. That would place you North America somewhere? Oh, right. Well, welcome. And please subscribe to the channel. I have to do the shameless plug at some point, so anybody who's watching, if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm just for fun, I'm trying to reach 50 subscribers by Christmas. Yeah, no, I might actually one day see if I can arrange a simulcast, so that I can get the benefit of both systems. Honestly, I never had a huge amount of interest on Twitch, and yet on YouTube, yeah, you know, I've got a small community that likes watching me, so that's actually very nice. What am I doing? Excuse me a second while I cough. Oh, candle cakes. Well, that's very kind of you, but I've only been running for about a month. But thank you for the compliment. This is just something I do for a bit of fun. I'm basically retired. It helps keep my brain active. It gives me something to do. And I'll be honest, I find live streaming, it's actually quite straightforward. Yeah, I think I've said this before. Live streaming has been criticized as being easy content. There's some truth to that. Oh, drat! I forgot the candle cakes. Oh no, I did get them. No. I'm having now obviously live streamed for about a month. Not on YouTube. I only switched over to YouTube. Oh grief! A few weeks ago. It's definitely not as simple as you might think. So, you know, calling it lazy content I don't think is entirely fair. What I sometimes do also is I'll take my live streams and chop them into more manageable portions, but I'm actually behind on that. It depends on the live stream, whether I'm going to chop it up. This one won't be, because this is just a bit of fun. Yeah, for me, oh, grief, excuse me. I must admit, I haven't, I don't generally watch live streams unless it's, oh, no, I don't. I'm normally out of sync with what I'm interested on. So I very rarely watch gamers live streaming. Those few bits I've seen of recordings from gaming live streams don't hugely impress me, and I can't do that. You know, I'm not an emotional person, so I can't do that. But yeah, finding things to talk about can be interesting. Because you try and be entertaining, and there's only so much you can say about the game before it would get extremely boring, and that's to me. Oh, wrong way. Of course, it doesn't help that I've got zero skill at video editing, so and have you seen how long it takes to render a video, even on a relatively fast system? Just for the heck of it, I put a quick video together using the criteria described by YouTube Shorts, and it was a 3-minute video. Yes, I agree. Yeah, it is. I do like the fact that I get to generally see a fairly consistent communities, the same people. That's nice. It's kind of fun. It's kind of cozy, like the games I generally play. But yeah, no. I was briefly mentioning I tried to put a YouTube short together. I did. I managed it. Had to learn a few things. How to take a widescreen like what you're watching and chop out the sides. And it took 17 minutes to render a 3-minute video. Was it 17 minutes? And I do not have... while I don't have the most powerful maxed out system in the world, it's moderately respectable. And 17 minutes to render... Oh no, I'm wrong. I'm sorry, it was 10 minutes to render a 3-minute video. I think that's right, because it rendered at 17 frames a second. Yeah. So how long do you think it would take to render an hour-long video? That would take forever. Yeah, no, if I wanted to put, say, actually take a live stream and then edit it to somehow get the more pertinent bits and pieces out of it. I would want a separate. What? Oh, I was wondering what I clicked on there. Oh. No, hang on. I just need to fix this. Because Luthien there was accidentally viewing a shared space. What I need is to do piggyback. Yeah, no, if I ever got into serious long-form renderings of edited versions of these videos, I would want a dedicated computer for that. And especially the kind of resolution. Sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah, because what I'm streaming at the moment is 1440p widescreen. That's a lot of data to render. Oops, forgot something important. There we go. Yeah, for a second there, I saw all this text on the screen and I wondered what on earth I'd done. We do have funny moments sometimes. Not typically in this game. Well, amusing moments. And we do have funny moments. I say we. Yes, I mean me and those watching. I find it funny at any rate. When my equanimity is briefly disturbed by something unexpected. Alright, sleep well, Alex. Have a good day tomorrow. Or is that later? No, tomorrow for you. Anybody gonna open the door? Nah, probably not. Oh yeah, come on. Oh? Well, this is one area where... Oh. Yeah, don't count on me streaming at 2 AM in the morning too often, my time. This is not a usual... This is not going to be a regular thing, I do not think. Trying to remember, there should be a candle cake in the nest, so I'll go there after we've done this. How long have I been going? 69 minutes, okay. Sometimes I figure how long, how far I am through a candle run, because I forget how many candles I've collected, so I look at how long I've been running instead. Because I know from experience that if I'm running just Baron and I'm not live streaming... Oh no, I did do it while live streaming, I forget. I did do Run to Grey in 2 hours. So, but that's run to grey. I should hesitate. If you've only got if you don't have time, you can do a perfectly good candle run in an hour, and you can get 16 or 17 candles. It's the last 4 or 5 that take the rest of the time. If you see me looking down like this, it means I have to do something on the tablet. It would be interesting to try and stream both views at once, but I'm not sure how I could do that. It would be nice, though, if I could put my tablet display in the corner there so you could see what I'm doing on both screens, but yeah, I'm sure it's possible. I mean, if I was streaming on a Mac, it might be easier to do, but I'm not sure how I could get my iPad display displayed on a Linux system. There's almost certainly a way of doing it, but I don't know what it is, and yeah, that would be an interesting one. I shall have to look into that if I do more twin account streams. So, there should be another candle cake down. Yes, there is. Seeing as we are on the... What is it? Not season. What do they call? Days of Giving. Yeah. Double candle cakes. Every time you give someone a heart, they actually receive double hearts and double seasonal candles to pick up for the day. Yes, that's right. Yes. Oh, heck. I messed that up. I'm not sure I've got enough wing levels to get up there. Well, let's give it a try. Let me just recharge. Almost. Oh, there we go. I might as well let them do the work. I can't remember how many candles Baron started off with. Do they have a harmonica? Don't let me forget, I've still got to finish the dailies in the Vault of Knowledge. In case anybody's wondering, I'm not picking up the winged lights at this point. I will... If I'm still awake, I will stream a wing run later. I haven't scheduled it at the moment. It does depend on how awake I am. 183 at start. That sounds about right. So, let's see. How much more have I got to go? In principle, 3 more candles. Well, thank you for doing that. Some things I can remember how many candles I had at the start of a run. Often I completely forget. There was a point I used to write them down, but now I just can't be bothered. Hello, Yagton. So far, thee and me and Thivia are all Sky players. In fact, I met Thivia in Sky. Right. I can't be bothered with the rest of the nest because there's only a limited number of amount of light here. So we will go back and go through the Vault of Knowledge. Pick up the seasonals, finish the dailies. Trying to remember where the Polite Scholar is. I think I know. Yeah, it's a... even if if you overlook, or even with the bugs and this kind of thing, it's still a worthwhile game to play. Yeah, I'll be doing that later. Baron here. Baron's the one waving. Well, sorry, they're both waving. Baron's the one in the red. I ran her through Eden yesterday, so she needs to do a full wing run, which I will probably do later. I'm trying to remember how long it took me last time I did a wing run with Baron. I think it was something like 2.5 hours. So I'd like to see if I can improve that. That was 2.5 hours, not counting the trials. The trials, I say take too long. It's part of a wing run they do. Since February of this year. How long have you been playing? Yes, if you have a look at my various playlists, you'll see that I've played Journey and I've streamed Flower. So I've played all of them except Flow, and that's not strictly accurate because you can find Flow as a Flash game in a few places, and I did think about trying to stream that, but the Flash game I think was underdeveloped. It doesn't really come across very well. So my only options are PS3 or PS4, neither of which I have. And Flow is also not available on Steam, which is my main source of games, because this is a Linux system. I'm not sure you can even buy it on Windows at the moment. So. Oh, right. Yeah, as I've stated earlier, I've got one account here on Linux, and the other one, that's Luthien, is actually on my iPad. So make sure I got the right. I'm going to fiddle this one. Now this, technically, could be regarded as an exploit, and that game company, their policy on exploits is, if we don't like it, we'll ban you. So what I'm going to do is try and glitch Luthien. There we go. She's gone through the wall, and I should be able to warp to her. Yeah. If you really need to get some places, and for whatever reason the game is not letting you do it solo, for example like this, there was no one else around, being able to glitch is useful, but technically it's an exploit, and that game company's policy on exploits, as I was saying, is slightly vague. Yeah, I've never learned how to chibi fall, if you can believe it. I can never get it to work. Of course, Wingless can't be chibis. Although you can get them as short as a chibi. Yeah, I actually don't have a controller, believe it or not. And most of the time I don't need one, so it's not that important to me. Getting a controller, I mean. But no, I did a video on TGC's policies, codes of conduct, that kind of thing, and their basic policy about acceptable gameplay includes things like using a glitch or bug that might give you an unfair advantage over other players is essentially a bannable offense. So technically, by their own standards, chibi falling is a glitch that could give you an advantage over other players. So it's what I just did, glitching through a wall. It's a glitch. Now, I imagine if they did ban people for things like that, there would be a horrendous outcry. But so you are left not knowing entirely what their standards are in terms of using glitches. It's basically down to them, and they could literally do it on a case-by-case basis. It's not one thing you encounter in games, obviously, is if the game allows you to do it, well, okay. Even if you might not personally approve, the game allows it, and is it therefore okay to do it? Well, TGC doesn't quite go that way. Yeah, I think I heard about that. So it's a little... they don't have hard and fast rules about what is or isn't acceptable. They simply say, well, here's what we say, and then... I mean, there was one glitch where you could give... Now, this was a warning sign right up front, but you could... what was it? Give money or a present to another player, and then they would be able to give you something like, what was it, 20 hearts a day, and I don't know the mechanics. I heard about it, but I can't remember the details. And again, that's a glitch, or a bug, but the game allowed it. And people got banned for that, despite the fact that technically it was that game company's fault for allowing the bug to be present. So yeah, they that's again, that's one of the things about going out of bounds. It's a glitch or an exploit. So then the argument is, well, is it an unfair advantage? Well, yeah, because some people might not be able to do it. But again, it comes down to interpretation. And that's where people could... well, gifting in-store items is okay. But there was a particular glitch where you could do something and then the other people could get 20 hearts a day. I don't think you can. I'm not sure if you can anymore, but people got banned for using that one. Yeah, this isn't me necessarily complaining per se. I'm simply pointing out that you kind of have to watch out. But of course, most people don't read the documentation. And I did. On live stream. For... how long did it take me to get through? I ended up doing 3 live streams, and I think, terms of service and end user license agreement, I think was 1 hour and 45 minutes. The privacy policy was 1 hour, and then I think it was something like another hour, 45 minutes for their code of conduct. And technically, you're supposed to know all that. When you click I accept, You're basically clicking on what it took me to read out in nearly 3 hours on live stream. That's what you're basically saying, yes, I agree to. And it's not necessarily easy to understand. Yeah, because it's, the end user license agreement and the terms of service and the privacy policy is chock-a-block with legalese. And yeah, it is not an easy read, I will say that. Strangely, reading the end user license agreement and terms of service is my most viewed video, at least in part. I've got 150 views from that. I'm pretty certain most of them didn't watch the entire thing. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. You can get banned for holding hands with a hacker. That's happened. So you might not know. I mean, very early on, I think I've told this story before, just obviously not on this live stream. Very early on, I was playing with somebody that I found on Facebook. I can't remember the circumstances, but anyway, no, turns out they were a hacker. They took me through, oh grief, I think it was Daylight Prairie inside about 5 seconds flat to pick up all the light. I blocked them after that, but people have been banned for holding hands with somebody while they're hacking. Yes, well, you just have to be holding their hand. If you, you will probably know about this then. So you're aware of the shared spaces you can use to, not shared spaces, I'm sorry, shared memories you can use to get through doors. Well, some of those are hacks, and you can get banned for using those. Yeah. Can't remember where I was going. What's the count? Now, I don't have a problem with their mods policy. Yeah, they don't allow mods. That's fine. It's their game. That's perfectly within their purview. But yeah, interpretation is a big thing, and if you have a complaint about their interpretation, you really don't have a leg to stand on unless you can get the community behind you. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Well, yeah, I mean, that's actually understandable. If they're actively hacking the system, yes, sorry. That's one of those risks you take. I actually at one point very briefly had an idea about using a macro recorder to record keystrokes and mouse moves for doing automating candle runs. Nope, that's actually against their rules as well. And of course, there is another hack, glitch, action. You will, of course, notice that I'm running a wingless. And I have taken Luthien here into Eden and orbit with the purpose of oh, hang on, I didn't want to do that. Yeah, you can take a if you hang on, let me start again. It is worthwhile, if you can figure it out, to take a wingless into Eden and into orbit, because when you do that, you unlock the aviary properly. So yeah, it's worth doing. And I did a video showing how I did it. And I'm not sure that it violates code of conduct. Is it a glitch? No, technically it's not. You have to force crash your program at the right point. It's relatively straightforward. But I'm sure somebody at TGC Legal would say, yeah, okay, that's an exploit. It's giving them an unfair advantage. They shouldn't do it. I don't think it is. But, it's not inconceivable that somebody could say, okay, we don't want people doing that anymore, and you have no recourse. That is their decision. I need piggyback for this next bit to make it a bit easier with these wing levels. Alright. But yeah, no, I did a... if you want to see how to do it on Steam, if you look in the Journey of the Wingless playlist, I think Orbit is its own video, and I actually show in that how to get a wingless out of orbit without a wing. In fact, I had to do it twice during the live stream. Yeah, I do show how you do it. Well, actually, wingless don't die. I'm trying to remember. Have I think you can get a wingless out of orbit on... I know how you could do it on iPad. You do that whole swipe up and basically force exit the program. Don't know how you would do that on Android. I have not played on Android. But no, have you played a wingless? I'll show what happens when a wingless loses their light, because it's easily done. I'm sorry, Luthien, you're going to have to demonstrate that you are as tough as a tungsten cannonball. So... Oh, what? Oh, well, there's a glitch and a half. Okay, I'm going to have to quickly show the screen. That's where Luthien is at the moment. I don't know if you can see that. Falling endlessly. She's way up there. Let's see if we can align that better. No, not really. Ow, ow, that looked like that hurt. I got myself all tangled up. How? Excuse me a second. I'm just detangling cables. Right, there we go. Right. Yeah, that was... yeah, that was funny. Yeah, so you can, in principle at least, exit orbit with a wingless on Android. Then, if what you say, yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to do two different conversations. Thivia ended up high above home for reasons. So, just for... Oh, we have a shard event. Oh, I'm going to have to go to the shard event. Do I want to go to the shard event? Yes. No, I don't know. I'm conflicted. Right, so here's what happens. I'll show you, just for the heck of it. This is what happens when you try and kill off a wingless. Yeah, I think my iPad would be similar. It's a swipe up type of thing, and you can force exit the program. Except that I wasn't piggybacked, was I? Oh, yes, I was. Oh, that's right. When we came out, yes, he was. Okay, that was the piggyback glitch. Yeah. All right. Okay. Thanks. So, let's, poor Luthien, you're going to have to suffer for a moment, young lady. So, here's what happens. That's what happens to a wingless when they lose their light. She is, technically still losing light. Has completely lost light. Yeah. That's it. That's all that happens. She's completely lost her light. And, yeah. So, it's not a big problem for the wingless. When I first started playing one, I thought they were fragile. Nope. Toughest beings in the game. Yeah. Try if you want. Well, you won't be able to do it now. But if you want a slightly nerve-wracking moment, try taking a wingless through the hidden forest, not knowing, thinking you're going to die if you lose all your light. You can do it, by the way. I have done it. But yeah, you end up nearly having a panic attack. Okay, I can't remember what I was doing now. Oh, yes, I do. Yeah. They can also take dragon strikes. Doesn't bother them. Well, they obviously take damage, but yeah, it doesn't really bother them. They get the crystals, and then they get up and walk around again. And then, if they're in that lightless state, the dragon won't come after them again. So you can take a strike from a dragon, and then the dragons tend to ignore you. Sorry, the krill. Hang on, did I? Yeah. Alright, let's have a little look and see what the... Where's the shard event today? Is it a red or a black shard? Oh, hang on a second, I can check. Sky Shard events. What have we got today? Red Shard, Village of Dreams. Oh, 2.5 candles, not too bad. Village of Dreams. Okay. Alright. Let's head there. Yeah, got it. There's a website which shows... oh, hang on. Do you know the website? There's a website which gives you daily updates. I can post it in chat, I think. Sky Shard events. Let's see. There we go. That's actually a web page which gives you locations, schedules, that kind of thing. Oh, hang on. Now for this, a wingless... The good thing about this is if the wingless gets hit, they're not in trouble. But the other good thing is... yeah. Light source. I always feel guilty about doing this. I'm sorry, Luthien. You're more to me than just a light source, but right now... I need your invincibility and ability to hold a candle. And... hang on. Oh. Is near Harmony Hall the other way? Certainly ain't around here. That's odd. Yeah, it says Village of Dreams, last shard landing in 1 minute. Oh, it hasn't landed yet. Okay. Yeah, it's just telling me here on that webpage I linked to, last shard landing in 55 seconds. Yep. So, I did. Yep. So I just need to wait for a minute. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Oh, well, yes, and I nearly did. Ah, that was slightly ill-advised. Alright, let's get rid of the crabs. Favorite realm in Sky. It's probably, well, it's the favorite area. It's probably the Crescent Oasis, which I know technically is part of the Vault of Knowledge, but to me it's a separate area. Because it kind of reminds me of bits of New Mexico, Painted Desert, that kind of thing. So I like the music. So probably Crescent Oasis is my favorite. Oh, this is a nice straightforward one. Oh, apart from the floating crystals. Thank you. That's always unwelcome. which means Luthien is almost certainly going to get hit. So what I will do is... Oh. Now, something you may not realize, even if you come into a region together, what you see and what your other account sees are not necessarily the same thing. So, to me, this area is clear of crabs. To Luthien, it's not. And you get that same problem sometimes with the krill. The krill can appear one place to you, and even if you on the same, if you're playing the same account, sorry, different accounts, and you entered the area where the krill are, the krill may appear in a different place between the two people. It won't be in sync, and this can be a problem if you're taking somebody through. So, something to watch out for. If you're taking somebody through an area where there are krill, there's no guarantee that just because you're safe that they are. Thivia and I have had this happen. Even a few seconds out of sync is enough so that you might be safe, but the person that you're leading through might not be. So, and sometimes it can be a fairly significant difference. You have to be so careful. Sorry, I can't read chat at the moment because I'm flying, so once we've done this, I'll go back and have a look at what people are saying, and oh, poor Luthien. Yeah. Come here, young lady. Oops. Oh yes, Season of the Nine-Colored Deer. That was the season that started right about the time I joined. And to be honest, in the time that I've been playing, I think that was the best story. So I'm just going through your comments, Yagton. Wastelands. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the Wastelands, but Thivia likes playing with the krill. Oh yeah, and Wingless can pick up Ascendant Candles. You get them through shard events. In fact, Luthien currently has how many? 56 Ascendant Candles. And if you buying height spells, that's useful. Oh, it's one of those. All right. I know this one. Oh. I got irritated by The Little Prince. Even though I wasn't there for the season, I found the story irritating. But, that's just my opinion, obviously. I can't objectively say it was bad. It had its moments, but I found it yeah, I didn't like it. The most amusing thing about The Little Prince is when you show up with a wingless, and the first thing the little prince says to you is, "I like your cape." I might run through the Moomin season on Sunday with Nimue. Yeah, again, yeah. I've only been here for less than a year. But I might run. I don't know whether you've seen it yet, and I've got a series, Journey of the Wingless, taking. It's a stream only, wingless account. So I might take her through the Moomin season. I've got some things to say about that. Yeah. You got the thing you got to bear in mind about the Moomin season is that it's focusing essentially on ill treatment of children and their recovery. I'm trying to be delicate about this. And when it was written, and I cannot remember whether it was 1948 or 1962, one of the things you have to remember is that at that point, children were not considered to suffer from mental illness, if you can believe that. I think some of that is reflected in the Moomin season. The other thing you've got to also remember about that era is that bullying for children was considered to be a good thing. It was considered to be character building. I think there's a bit of an element of that in there as well. So I don't know whether Ninny, one of the problems, was bullied, but when you look at the reactions of, who is it, Little Mai? Yeah, that's not actually helpful to people in Ninny's situation. And it's very much a 1950s, 60s attitude. So I don't entirely approve of the Moomin season. Oh, yeah, no, I knew about the Moomins, oh grief. Yeah, they've been around. I remember them when I was a kid. I think we had some of the books at school, actually. But like I say, it is representative of an era that is, bullying. I mean, I remember bullying was basically encouraged by teachers. And children were not considered to suffer from mental illness. So that is a bit of a problem that I've got with the Moomin season, is how Ninny recovers. That is not how we would do it these days, and it's very much reflective of its era. At least in my opinion. So I am slightly surprised that that game company would use that particular story. Don't know them. Studio Ghibli? Vaguely heard of them. Yeah, I mean, I went to school, obviously, even earlier than that. I'm a product of the 60s and 70s and 80s. And yeah, I am very glad school they've done a lot to change it, I think, for which I am profoundly grateful, if not for my sake, and for the sake of other children. How long have I been running this? Oh, 2 hours, my goodness. Alright. I'm still nowhere near grey, but I did take digressions in where I was going. Alright, okay. I'm just post-Boomer. No, Boomer? No, not Boomer, I can't remember. Yeah. I was born before we'd landed on the moon. I actually watched the moon landing on television. Yeah, the subject comes up about that game company doing with collaborations with other people. I mean, the Cinnabon one was, yeah, it was a bit much. Moomin actually does make a sort of sense. Whatever I think about the story, I think I don't have a problem with the idea. In terms of music, I wish they would do a collaboration with Dragon Force, because I think some of their songs are quite appropriate. But yeah, Dragon Force is power rock. It doesn't really fit the vibe. Aurora, yes, I grant. You know, Aurora's music fits with the vibe of Sky. But I think Dragon Force does a song. I think it's Warriors of the Wasteland. I think that would be perfect for the Golden Wasteland. I think Through the Fire and the Flames is perfect for Eden. But it's, yeah, they're never going to do a collaboration with Dragon Force. Of course, the amusing thing about Dragon Force, or power metal, I think they're power metal, aren't they, is when you listen to the music, it's like, these are a bunch of D&D players who got into hard rock. So, yeah, but we're not going to see that. If I was really joking around, I'd say, why can't they do a collaboration with Sabaton? But that really is not, yeah, we're not going to see that. And it wouldn't work at all. And I'm showing my age here because Sabaton's, and both Sabaton and Dragon Force, I think, got started in the late 90s. They're practically golden oldies by this point. I'll take a look. I mean, I can easily imagine that some anime would be entirely suitable. Oh, grief. Yes. It's funny, the moment I started thinking, okay, which anime would be suitable? I want to say Princess Mononoke because of its environmental themes, but they don't have to include the violence. They could just include the folklore and the environmental themes. I'm trying to think what else. Ponyo? Ponyo might work. And the only reason I've seen Ponyo is because my son watched it. He liked it. And I ended up watching it with him. Oh, is it? Then I'm in agreement with you. I'm going to have to mention at this point, if you're watching this and you're wondering who I'm talking to, you need to look in chat, because that's who I'm talking to. Alright, this has actually gotten to the point where it is now gotten tedious collecting the light. I know I'm probably 1 or 2 short of going to grey, but this is just getting ridiculous. I bet I would have expected to be further along. I bet I didn't pick up some light at Grandma's because of the server errors. What time is it? Okay, 4:06. If I get to mess around until Grandma's, I might be able to go to grey. Yes, I am. I'm the view you're seeing me streaming is a Linux PC, and the Luthien is on an iPad Mini Series 6. Yeah, I haven't watched. I know I've heard of Kiki's Delivery Service, and I've heard of Howl's Moving Castle, but I haven't seen them. I'm afraid my tastes in anime, generally speaking, would not go down very well with that game company. I got into anime with things like Akira or Ninja Scroll. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Okay, I'm not entirely certain what you're asking. What you have. Alright. Let's see. What can I be bothered to do next? Been through there. Oh, I haven't finished here. Alright. I'll whip through the final part of the Hidden Forest, and then... What time is it? Hang on. It is... Oh, yes, of course. I might actually be able to get around to doing Grandma's, and then I will try and figure out when I'm going to do a wing run. I don't think I've seen either of those. I mean, I did have a bit of an anime thing 20 years ago. 20 years ago. I've mostly gone off it. I got kind of tired of it. Yeah. Yeah, but if you're watching live streams, you generally get the chat at the same time, so... I don't have Netflix. Oh, now that that's never going to do a collaboration. One anime series that I think is very good is Berserk. It's based on the manga, and that is a very good. They I don't think they ever covered more than the first sort of... Hang on, I thought I had this already. Yeah, I thought I'd been through here. I do like Berserk. That's on YouTube, actually. You can find it on YouTube. I don't know why they didn't continue it, because some of the it's an extensive manga, but they kind of cut it short. And I can't tell you where they cut it short, because otherwise I'm giving you spoilers. I mean, it's completely silly, of course, in some respects, but it is still a very good anime. I must admit, I don't think I've heard of Initial D. And Vampire Hunter D, yeah, seen those. Or two of them. I've actually read the books. And I don't mean the manga, I mean there's a translation of a couple of the novels. And I... Sorry if I'm a little distracted at this point. It's because I'm not actually used to going through here with so few wing levels, so I have to be slightly more careful than usual. Ah. It's not like Speed Racer, is it? Because that's technically anime. Someday, I'm going to have to figure out how to get... I'm sure it's possible. I'm going to have to look at putting chat up onto the screen while I stream. That would make things a little bit more easy for people to understand. Mental note to research how to do that. I'd need to make it transparent so that people could actually see what I'm streaming and see through the messages. But I'll look at that later maybe. Oh, okay. Alright, I definitely... yeah. Not seen it. Only reason I saw Speed Racer was because it used to appear on American cartoon shows Saturday mornings. Yes, but what I meant was see if I can make it transparent. Oh yeah, now hang on a second. I'm just going to have a look at my OBS screen. I mean, to be honest with you, it's bad enough that I've got that webcam up there, but it's in a relatively unobtrusive part of the screen. But I would have to give it an experiment and see how it works. Okay, that makes things a bit easier. I've got the rain switched off. Hang on a second. Okay. 4:15. Okay, I've got about... If I want to go to Grand Mars, I've got a few minutes. It should be loads of time. Trying to remember where the light is today. Yeah, that's better. Is it just me, or does it seem awfully quiet on this server? I mean, in the game. I haven't seen another player in some time. I wonder if we've got... I wonder if I'm imagining it, or whether there is that server problem. You've probably seen this, where all of a sudden you're playing the game just fine. You can... you just don't see any other players. You know, I'm really wasting my time now. In terms of candle runs, it's... I wouldn't go to Grey, I don't think. Even if I went to Grand Mars, I'd probably get maybe one more candle from that. So what I might do is finish this live stream, give myself a break for a while, and I'll schedule the wing run for a bit earlier than usual, maybe. What time is it? It is... yeah. Does that sound like a plan? If I schedule a wing run for 6 o'clock live stream, it's a bit earlier than usual, but my day's now completely shifted forward back by several hours. Or is it forward? I actually do need to give my time for my voice to recover. This hasn't been like reading out documentation. That's really hard on the voice and mind. But I might do that. I mean, I could just switch straight to doing a wing run, but yeah, that's asking a bit much. I think I do need to take some time. Yeah, I'm getting tired. I can feel it. My coordination's starting to get shot. This is not normally a huge problem, this particular dark mystery, and look at me. I'm really not coordinated at the moment. Oh, heck. Yeah. Yeah, it's, Well, I don't normally. There's a handful of players. Well, I say there's a handful. There's one or two players I play with regularly. Thivia, if she's still watching, is one of them. Um, somebody else, and it's too early for her. But I don't have a massive number of friends that I hang around with. It tends to be the same couple, which is fine by me. But it has gotten awfully quiet on the servers. I think I'm not going to bother with grandmas. I am going to pop home, and we shall have a quick investigate. See. Oh, see, yeah, not even players I don't know. No, that's what I was saying earlier. I think the system's having a bit of a glitch. So parts of it are still working. I'll come back and fill those in later, but there's nobody around here. Oh, I know. One thing we can test. Let's see if there really is a server problem. We can go to the Season of Duets and have a quick look. If anywhere should have other players in it, it would be Season of Duets. Let's see. Okay, there's a few. It's one. That is unusual. And they've gone. Right. I am forced to conclude they are having... Oh, I've been to the Aurora concert. But thank you. Might take you up on that. I'm trying to remember. Luthien has not been. I don't think she has, at any rate. Yeah. Right. I am going to call it quits, I think. At least for this one. Not for today. Just for this right now. I will set up a live stream for... What time is it now? Oh my goodness. 4:25 in the morning. I'm trying to think. What time shall I set the wing run for? Oops, sorry. Knocked my microphone there. Depends on who I'm playing in Sky. Don't put it in chat. That's all I can say. We're going to have a rule about things like that. Don't put Sky codes in chat, because you have no idea who's going to pick it up. My email is linked somewhere on the channel. If you're going to send me a Sky code, send it to me that way, rather than do it in public. Don't forget, chat is public. And you can get some odd things showing up in chat sometimes. You do get people trying to send links to funny places and getting up to tricks. So, yeah, don't send anything like that on chat. Email it to me. Right, okay. I haven't made a decision yet about when I'll stream next. I will do a wing run later today. I'm thinking I'll probably do it in, what time? About an hour and a half. Maybe that'll be 6 a.m. my time. Because that'll give me time to hopefully wake up, get a break, get my throat in order. Because I can feel it thickening up on me. Hang on a second. So I will sign off now. And thank you for joining me. It is much appreciated. And I will see you all soon. Have a good weekend.